Hey, this will be a video chart on CNEX, Canon Exploration Incorporated. Been a couple days since I did this one, but with the break of the James Bond level today, it definitely deserves an update. I did a video on this one, like I said, a few days ago. I'm not sure exactly when, and I talked about this level right here, which was the key area of resistance being 007, just the James Bond level as I called it. And that was broken today, but the more important thing besides being broken was the bulls were actually able to close above it. Lots of times, resistances will get broken intraday. However, by the time the close comes, the bulls can't close above it, and then the price pulls back. But like I said, this was not the case here. Not only did we break it intraday, but the bulls were able, to close above it, going into tomorrow, which is a good sign of strength. So let's get the chart updated. Not going to be anything too groundbreaking because it's still a pretty basic chart. But the first thing that does need to be done is this level here needs to be changed to support. Technical analysis 101: when a resistance is broken, it becomes a support. So therefore, James Bond, who was a bad guy, now he's a good guy, and hopefully he'll be able to hold with any sort of pullback. The other thing I'm going to do is just get rid of this one, since this isn't really too crucial of a support anymore. But if you were to ask me what is the ideal support, what is the area that you would most like to see hold in order for the chart to look best, I would say the James Bond level. Because if we can imagine the price pulling back, hovering right around here, and then heading back up, that'd be a pretty tight and pretty narrow range of consolidation. And then a break out of that would, I'm sure be pretty strong. Case in point, this chart gives us a good previous example. We had this big move here. We had a nice tight area of consolidation, and now we're seeing the results of that. So the same concept holds true. As long as the key support levels hold, then no worries. They held here, and you're seeing the results. The other great thing about today was check out the volume. We got it in an increasing volume day on the breakout. That's what we want to see. Sure, it wasn't as big as these volume days down here, but the one thing to remember is the share price is getting higher. So, remember, that's why you have to watch dollar volume, not necessarily the share volume, because, you're not going to trade as many shares at, down here at 002 as you would up here at 008. So that's one thing that you keep in mind. Yes, the size of the volume or the bars are important, but at the same time, always make sure to be monitoring where the price level's at, because at the end of the day, dollar volume is what matters. Now, the other area of support where I really don't want to see it fall anymore. I suppose if it did, it'd still be okay. But we have this level over here, and you'll kind of see where things match up with it. But during this, first let me just get it changed to green. I guess I'll make this one extra thick because I do think this is a pretty important level. But this was a previous resistance, as can be seen right there. But then if you look during this past consolidation, look right where all those lows were. Essentially right at this level here, being the 0.0041 area. So for argument's sake, we'll just call it 0.004. But 0.004 provided the key support during this past consolidation. Hopefully, maybe James Bond up here, 007, will act the same way. But with any sort of deeper pullback, the lowest I'd want to see it go is down here, and then hopefully head up. If it does go below there, then that's going to be a sign that the tide's kind of turning. But as long as it can maintain that level, then the overall health of the chart is going to remain good. The daily chart is going to remain attractive, and that's what we want right now. As far as resistances go, the next key area of resistance is going to be based at where all these lows were over here. These were all supports at one time, and then it fell. Besides that, this is the psychological resistance also of 0.01. So really, we kind of have a little after James Bond here, little miniature blue sky breakout up until 0.01. But this is now currently kind of the new bad guy, the new evil level right here at 1 penny. And if it can get through that, then I'll be back to update the chart again, I'm sure. But for right now, the key part's going to be making sure our support's going to hold during any sort of consolidating. And volume, with any sort of upward action, the more volume the better. If the price does go sideways or downwards, the less volume the better. So if there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, I'd encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook. And with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things from big boards down to penny stocks. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. It's all free, so I'd encourage you to head there, check it out. We've been making some good money together, so sign up and see what it's all about. One last time, this was CNEX. Thanks for listening.